Hey everyone, it's August 14th. Today I actually, before I knew it, I had already fasted 19 hours. And I ended up going 23 hours, which is what I hope to do, to eat once a day, except for special events where I'll skip the day and then go 48. So that's good. Tomorrow, August 15th, August 15, 1971, Nixon ended the gold standard. Um, he froze prices and rents for 90 days, and he introduced a 10% tariff to help quote unquote stabilize the dollar. Um, and in his video, he said he was temporarily suspending the convertibility of the dollar into gold. Well, temporarily has now become 49 years, and it's about 20% of the country's life already. It's more than half of most people's lifetimes. And I think we will go back to a gold standard in my lifetime. We've never departed this long, and it's barely hanging in there. And I think a lot of other countries that are creditor nations are going to wake up to the problem. And tomorrow I hope to go on at least a 36-hour fast over that. But I have another big anniversary coming up on August 16th. 2013, I competed in my first Computer Olympiad contest. It was held in Yokohama, Japan. My first year, I competed in several variants of shogi. I competed in international checkers, surikarta, lines of action, and clobber. And I'm kind of disappointed that we had the quarantine this year because I think this is my one chance to beat one of my opponents in clobber. After I do this, I think he's going to come up with something else. And he didn't show last year when we went to Macau. For some reason, he doesn't want to compete unless it's like official at the conference. And I was hoping to see him this year, and then COVID-19 went down, and whatever the case is, it's made me it's made me even more inspired to do other things with my games because I've been waiting for the moment to beat this clobber opponent of mine. For a while, that was my number one favorite game to write. I'm working on 20 different games at the moment, but for a while that was the main one that I focused on. Anyway, so 7 years ago this week, I competed in Yokohama. I had a great time. And come to think of it, part of the reason I had such a good time in Yokohama was probably because I was maybe not fasting, but I had significantly reduced my calorie intake because the only thing I really liked in Japan was their tea. Uh, they have I think it's a oolong tea, and I was drinking several liters of that every day. I don't read Japanese, so it's very hard for me to go to the grocery store and get. Oh, the other thing I love is their packaged sheets of seaweed. Almost no calories, right? It doesn't even have salt in it, right? And I was consuming a lot of that in the tea. Come to think of it, I was almost going on like a partial fast, right? I did have some of their raw fish, yeah, but not much else, right, in terms of calories, right? Come to think of it, that might be one reason why that was one of my favorite computer Olympiads that I've ever been at. Right? When I go to the Netherlands or go to Taiwan, there are a lot of other things that I can eat there, right? There, it's very easy to find baking chocolate over in the Netherlands. I love drinking non-alcoholic beer. It's very cheap over there, right? About as cheap as drinking soda here in the United States, right? What else did I have there? And I can read food labels, right? So it's very easy for me to find something there, right? In Taiwan, uh, uh, there's a lot more variety of fish, right? Not necessarily raw, but a lot of fish there. And I, now that I've many years ago, I went to get tested for because I have high functioning autism. I took a blood test and I discovered that I had high levels of mercury in my system, and I took DMPS and alpha lipoic acid to get rid of it. And now, when I have a few weeks in a row where I eat a lot of fish, I can really feel symptoms return. I got to go back to my DMPS and alpha lipoic. Fortunately, it does. For a 3-week trip to Taiwan, it doesn't take long to recover from that. But it really puts a pall on the idea of going to Taiwan. There isn't a whole lot of other protein available besides the fish. And so now when I go back there, it's almost like partial fasting again. And that's probably why, really, come to think of it, that might be part of the reason why I feel so good every time I go to Taiwan. So that August 16th was my first Computer Olympiad. So come to think of it, I might end up fasting 48 hours now for the gold standard and for my first Computer Olympiad. Who knows? Eventually, I might just run out of days to ever eat again because I keep accumulating events like this, right? My wedding anniversaries one day, maybe my divorce anniversary, and obviously I've had deaths in the family, and I always fast. And my dream is to eat only a few times a month at most, because I could have a lot more control over my environment, right? If I don't have to think about eating until next Sunday, a lot of things could be a lot easier, right? Imagine you had to go on a road trip, or you had to do a project of some sort, or you had to quarantine. All that could be very simplified if eating were a weekly event, right? Or even a monthly event. But we'll see. I might feel a whole lot better when I get to that point, too. I fasted 18 hours before I even realized the thing today, which is what makes it exciting. Unfortunately, the weather and the heat made it impossible to go on, but the fact that I could go 18 hours without even thinking about it, that was exciting to me today. Thanks for watching.